So today I took an idea from Metal Mike about to speak about some obscure, let's say, or underground thrash metal albums, and so let's find out. Most of these albums that are coming from the 80s, in 80s and the beginning of the 90s. Most of them, of these bands, they made only one or two albums, and they didn't become so famous, or at all not famous. And some of them also, they are something between thrash metal and US power metal, but they're not becoming speed metal, if you understand what I'm speaking about. So let's find out. First of all, before it, I want also to speak about a new album of 2023, thrash metal album with a little bit hardcore influences, and I'll speak about Enforced and their new album of them, War Remains. Very, very, very good. This new third Enforced album. And together with this, another also a special banded album Osiris. These guys, they are from Egypt, and they play. This is an album of 2021 by the name Minder's Soul, something like that. These guys, they play something between symphonic death and symphonic black metal. Very, very close to Septic Flesh of Greece, but this is great, from Egypt. So let's start. First of all, I will bring here Necronomicon. Necronomicon, I know them for many, many years. This is the first debut album of them. They were from Germany. They came back. They made some good, very good albums. Their three first albums, that are very, very great. Teutonic thrash, German thrash metal. In the way like Distraction or like Sodom, they played thrash metal in their beginning. Now, a band by the name Vulture, not the German speed metal band Vulture that we know today. Another band from the Netherlands, Holland, and that in these years they made two albums. First of all, here we have their debut album by the name Fatal Games, and here they were even a little bit more speed metal. Afterwards, their second album, Easier to Lie, and this is a very, very, very good Bay Area thrash style album, and it came out something like in the beginning of the 90s, something like that, a little bit before. Now, another band, if I'm not sure, also from the United States, Wrecking Machine, and their album of them, Mechanistic Termination. Very, very good US thrash metal. Very, very, very good. Now, another band from Germany by the name Sieges Evern. If I prefer it well, I'm not sure. And their album of them, Life Cycle. They have some albums. These guys, they played something between progressive metal and technical thrash metal in the way of which Watchtower from United States. The same style. Mantator, also from the Netherlands. And these guys also, they played something like US power metal with a little bit some US power metal influences. Their album of them, Perfect Progeny, and here we have also their demo, Strangled Before. Now, a very good album, very, very good album, Pirakanda. Pirakanda, if I prefer well the name of the band. Opera Santa, I'm not sure. They were from Germany. They made only this album, and this is a no. No. They made also another album afterwards, but this is great. The debut album is great. Thrash metal with some power metal influences, but very good thrash metal. The name of the album, Two Sides of a Coin. I recommended this to every Thrasher supporter. And then continue with another band, Acridity. Also, if I prefer well the name, Acridity. By the name, they were from Texas. If I'm not sure, from Freedom I Cry, the name of the album. Also, very special thrash metal. And now, Atomica from Brazil. These guys, this is also the album Atomica. These guys, they were very close to Sepultura in the beginning, like the first albums of Sepultura, like Vulcano from Brazil, like Mystifier from Brazil. This style of Brazilian thrash metal. Not so like Sarcophago, something like Sepultura in their beginning, and maybe also, as I said before, Vulcano. Now, another very good band. If I'm not sure they are also from German, I'm not sure if they are Germans or Americans. I'm not sure. Faith Collapsing, the name of the band, and their album of them, Lost. Special album, very good thrash metal band. I took the recommendation about this album from Uri Zelhaf, the bassist and one of the leaders of Orphaned Land, the Israeli, let's say, melodic death metal band from Israel. Very good album. And now let's go to Apocrypha. Apocrypha, they were from the United States. They made only 3 albums. This is the third and last album of them, by the name Area 54. These guys, they played a little bit more US power metal to thrash metal, something in between. And their guitarist of them, he was a shred, so very special. How was his name, if not sure? Tony Fredianelli, something like that. And 2 also other albums. Now an album that is not so old. Communion from Chile. This guy, and their album of them, and the announcement, something like that. These guys also, they play something between black thrash metal. But last but not least, another also band from United States with their first debut album. I'm not sure if this is the only one of them. Visitor. This is a great also thrash metal band and a great thrash metal album. Also by the name Visitor. Also the cover art is so good. So some recommendations about some thrash metal albums that are a little bit more obscure, a little bit more underground. From Israel, from Jerusalem, stay metal and stay heavy.